Hello Sagittarius, this is Seth and you're watching Rodriguez Mystic, and this is your tarot forecast for the month of November 2017, and we're just going to be looking at the general themes coming up for this month for you. And the cards that I'm going to be using today are my trusty Morgan-GREER tarot cards, which is one of my all-time favourite tarot decks, the Morgan-GREER. And then the oracle cards I'm going to be working with today are the Angels, Gods and Goddesses deck by Toni, Carmine, Salerno, the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck by Victoria Moseley, and the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield, and the artwork is by Josephine. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight into this. So we're looking at the main themes for Sagittarius for the month of November 2017. Okay, Sagittarius, so the central overall theme for the month of November 2017 is the Emperor. The Emperor is about being in control, being in charge, being in a very empowered position, not letting anything get past you, because the Emperor sits on his throne on a mountaintop, looking out over his empire, and he can see anything that's going on. He has the eyes of a hawk. So this is very much about this month feels like you're going to be getting very much on top of things, very much more in control, feeling like you have a greater sense of control over your environment. If you've had issues with your living arrangements, any issues at all with where you live, or maybe if you're going through a move, this card suggests that you will really be settling down by the end of this month. There's a great feeling here of feeling very rooted and grounded in your environment. I'm feeling like feeling pretty much like things are in check. I'm feeling like you're doing well for yourself. So there's a real card of stability here. You know, other signs that I've been reading for have been going through a lot of changes, but this really feels like you'll actually reap the reward of changes you've already been going through, and you'll actually be feeling more settled as a consequence of this work that you've been doing by the end of this month. So the beginning of the month we have the Three of Rods, or the Three of Wands in most tarot decks. This card has come up for a lot of the signs today. So the Three of Rods is about embarking on something new, some kind of new direction, whether it's a change in yourself or actually something external, like beginning a new project, beginning a new job, beginning any kind of venture. And it says the rod here behind this figure is saying that you've got the skills and everything that it takes. You've got all the resources and the skills and everything that you need to make a success of this. To me, this feels like the final leg of a journey for some reason. For Sagittarius, it really feels like this is the beginning of the last leg now, because I get this strong sense that by the end of this month, there's a sense of real stability and feeling rooted and grounded. So this feels like that last, the commencement, the beginning of November feels like the commencement of the last few, the last little journey you have to go on to get to where you will be at the end of this month. So that's what I get with this card. It doesn't feel as significant as it has for other people I've been reading for today, because it's often been about a big long journey ahead of you. This to me feels like it's the last leg of a journey, and that's just my intuition coming through, and you know, the other cards that I've got here. Now the middle of November we've got Judgment, and Judgment is often about the results of past actions. So I feel like at mid-November, things will really start to settle for you. And I feel like mid-November will be a time when loose ends will be tied up for you. I think that you will start to reap the rewards of past actions middle of November. So it could be that you start, maybe some payments are due for you, maybe you've been waiting on something, but there's a real sense of being rewarded in some way, and that this will make you feel more secure and make you feel more confident and comfortable in yourself because you know that you've done a good job. So there's a lot going on here. It also feels like it could be that other people, I mean, with the Judgment card, it can literally refer to people judging you. But the biggest message I get from this card here is that it really is about the progress that you've been making. And it really feels as well, because Judgment is making me think of Judgment Day and like the end times. It again adds to this feeling for me that November really feels like you're coming to the end of something, and you'll be feeling so much more settled and comfortable once the end of this month has been reached. And your final card for the month, which ties in with everything I've been saying, is the Four of Rods, which is a stable, happy home. And it is often about the home. So it could be that you are having issues with living arrangements at the moment. Maybe you're waiting for a contract to come through. Maybe there has been some work being done in your house, and it would suggest that the end of November is when things are finished. So that could be the case for some of you. But the overall message here is that by the end of this month, you're going to be feeling very rooted and grounded and settled in something. There's a real sense of calm and a quiet sense of confidence that comes with that stability. So it may just be feeling like by the end of November, things just feel calm and like you're really on top of things. You know, you've got regular income coming in, you feel settled in the home, there's not a lot that needs to be done, things are just ticking over nicely, and you really feel like you can finally take a breath because the journey that you've been going on, it feels like it's coming to an end in a positive way. So now you can have this stability. And your tips and hints card is the Eight of Swords, which is about walking away from anything that makes you feel trapped. And I really feel like you're doing that already with the Three of Rods here, the beginning of the month. This is that final last leg of the journey, the last venture that you need to go on in order to get to this place of stability. And I feel like this all of the discomfort that this card is talking about, because this is about feeling trapped in a situation, feeling trapped by something. This feels very much like it's in the past, but it may still be lingering at the moment, and it really feels like you'll be walking away from that. So any stress or anxiety that you may have had perhaps about finances, it really feels like there will be some resolutions happening. As I said before, it feels like mid-November for you, there will be some loose ends being tied up here. So it feels like this is saying that you're still in that process of walking away from things that you feel trapped by, and by the end of November you really won't be feeling trapped by this at all. By the end of November you really will have made decent progress, you've come over that hurdle, and now you've got some stability in your life. From the oracle cards we've got, from Nature's Whispers, we've got Bountiful Harvest, which ties in with what I was saying about the Judgment card, about the results of past actions coming into play now, feeling a sense of reward and seeing hard work paying off. And for some of you it could well be work done in the home, whether it's be handiwork that needs to be done, or whether it has been a case that you've actually been looking to get settled down into a new property. But it really feels like everything you've been working towards is starting to pay off, which is fantastic. Then from the Vintage Wisdom deck we have Choice. This I feel is talking about the choice that you made in the past to walk away from, or to escape from what was holding you back and what was making you feel restricted, and conquering these challenges. I really feel like this is actually about overcoming obstacles here, the Eight of Swords. For you, you're still you're on the kind of last leg of the process of overcoming some kind of hurdle or obstacle that was holding you back, and you're well on the way to getting to a place of security and stability now. And this is talking about the choice that you made in the past, which will be paying off towards the end of this month. And finally, we have from the Angels, Gods and Goddesses deck, we have God of the Underworld. I love this image. And it says, something which no longer serves you is about to end. And I feel that that thing which is no longer serving you, which is about to end, is this, the Eight of Swords. Anything from your past that was making you feel anxious, anything that made you feel too restricted, you've already been walking away from it, and you're well on the way to being rid of it completely. And this card confirms that. This card confirms it for me, and the Four of Rods confirms it for me, because the Four of Rods is saying you're going to be able to breathe, you'll be secure and safe and stable. So you're heading to a place of security and stability and feeling much calmer. So those are the general influences that I'm getting from the Tarot and the Oracle cards for November 2017 for Sagittarius. And I hope that this reading is helpful for you. And please feel free to rate, like, comment, share this video, subscribe to my channel. You can find all of my details below this video if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, or read my blog. And you can find details about all of the cards that I've been working with today as well. And you can also find information about how to book a personal reading with me if you would like a tarot reading with me, which would be much more in-depth than this reading, I promise you. So until next time, Sagittarius, enjoy the month ahead, and I will see you soon.